Hey everyone, the chosen individual here with another video. Finally, it's here. Finally, the guide on the automatic fuel reprocessing plant. Oh my god, did it take me a while. But, don't worry, I'll be walking you through it. So, the first step before you do anything is to build an RBMK. As you can see, I have my beautiful little RBMK right here, which I've been running for a little bit. And, well, there haven't been any rods that have accumulated enough depletion to be recycled. But by the time we're done with this, trust me, there will very much be. I'm using a different design than the one I was using when I recorded the breeding reactor video, because I just thought this one looked cooler. Yeah, that's literally it. So let's get to it. In those crates I just showed you, I have all of the handy materials that we need. So there's all materials for the RBMK. We don't even really need that. Fuel loop, uranium enrichment, and waste processing. Now I'm gonna split this up into parts because I would like to be able to live my life. So today we're going to just be covering the fuel loop. My original plan was to do a video of building this whole thing, but then I realized that it would take a whole year. And I had already shown you guys how to do it, so there was not much point in it. Anyways, this is all the materials that we need. You'll need some reinforced glass, some concrete, a CO2 laser crystal. You'll need an FEL, silex, spent fuel pool drums, some resonance servos, some filters, some item ducts or item transport of your choice. I'm using thermodynamics as always. This is my world that I want, so yeah, if you're building this in survival, then you're probably not going to need that. The automatic crafting table from the EasyCrafting mod, I will leave the link down below in the description. And also you will need your rot samples, which I'll talk about in a minute. You also need some cosmetics. All of these 4 items are optional, and glowstone and some steel crates. So let's start building the first thing, which is going to be well, the first part is actually going to be building the spent fuel pool. So let's grab all of my materials that I have conveniently prepared in my world that I want. Okay, so as you can see, I got some dots marked out here. These blue dots signal they signal that a water tank is below. Now that was just for decoration mostly, but these red dots are what interest us, because that is the spent fuel receptacle. So let's dig underneath and place an item duct there and a resonance servo. Set the stack size to 1. Redstone ignore. You won't need to put any filters for these. Oh, also ignore metadata and ignore MBT, because it's much easier to do it that way. Just dig over here until you find your second storage column. There we go. And place another servo here with the exact same filter option. Stack size 1, MBT and metadata ignored, and redstone to ignore. Now you want to link up these 2 item ducts. There we go. You're going to be doing a lot of digging in this video, which I kind of realized I should have done beforehand, but it's too late now. And now extend some ducts upwards, preferably without breaking your water supply. And there we go, we're at the surface. And so now, you're going to want to create a spent fuel pool. Now, the way you do this, I've already shown it in many videos, so I'm just going to do it real quick. With the power of editing, it should be done now. Oh. Now! Oh. Guess I'll have to build it, and then I'll get back to you when I have it built. Whoops. Alright, done. So I just dug out a little hole and put some spent fuel pool drums there. Now extend your item ducts and link them up to these spent fuel pool drums. Depending on the size of your reactor, you might have to have more spent fuel drums. But, well, let's be serious. This fuel depletes incredibly slowly, so I would say it's unlikely you would need the amount you need for others. Yeah, you know what I mean. Now this is purely cosmetic, as I just said, but if you want to spice things up, you can put some hazard plating on the outside, just to sort of signal people that danger, this is spent fuel pool and not a regular pool. But if you prefer something other than the best, then that's a personal choice. Now you're gonna grab some fences, some iron bars. Iron bars, not British. That's terrible, but alright, I guess we'll go with it. There's an iron frame, and I'm using a painted block of nuclear waste, and then just put danger, radiation. Done. And now, hold on. And now anyone who goes around here should know that it is extremely dangerous to go in there. Alright, so now the next step. You're going to need to go back over to your material stash. And you're going to need well, just put back everything that you don't need. Which is everything but the item ducts and filters and servos. Grab the steel crate, grab your rod samples, grab a sign, grab your silex, FEL, the laser crystal, concrete, and reinforced glass. Now, free up some space from your hotbar. And now, this is the part, on this little part, is what, it's what I spend most of the time of this project on. I like, actually designing and building a prototype of this took me like 3 hours, but oh my god, this took me so long. So I would let me just shamelessly beg for your attention. I would really be appreciative if you subscribed and liked, because this took extremely long. I mean days waking up extremely early. Long, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like going to school and doing the same project every day. Yeah. Anyways, so after that little moment, put down 5 of these automatic crafting tables. Now you want to space them in a way that looks good, because you're in a tutorial after all. And I'll just link up the item ducts to each one of them. Now, place down your rod samples, just to make sure I don't lose them. Open and grab your rod samples. Past this point, you're obviously going to need a hazmat suit. On the first rightmost one, you're going to want to put your, basically there are several levels of depletion for fuel pellets. There is brand new, barely depleted, moderately depleted, highly depleted, and then fully depleted. And I took samples out of all of these to show you how to do it. Also, just a quick note and disclaimer is that unfortunately this system doesn't work for fuel mixes. So for example, I'm using medium enriched uranium-235, but if the reactor in there has natural uranium or highly enriched uranium-235, then if I take the rod and put it into the receptacle as I would with any other rod inside the reactor, then it would not give the same result. To make the I'm sorry guys, it's really late. What you would need to do to make it compatible with fuel mixes is make another stack on top of this, and then take more rod samples and place them in there in the same order, but for the fuel that you're using. So for example, this could be medium enriched uranium, then on top of that highly enriched uranium, then on top of that natural uranium, then on top of that medium enriched plutonium, whatever you want. But I just do not recommend this technique because it is extremely time consuming. Although with my RBMK breeding reactor it's possible you'll be able to do that in about a day. Right, so put your rod samples in. Make sure brand new. They're on intervals of 20, so that's brand new. This should give us barely depleted. Intervals of 20. This will give us moderately depleted. This will give us highly depleted. And finally, this will give us fully depleted. And that will ensure that, let me just, place these back. Okay. And that will ensure that if we take a rod out of here, no matter the depletion percentage, provided that it can be recycled, it will be recycled. So, yeah. Now put some more atom ducts, and also put servos on here. Set the stack size to 1, ignored. Metadata and MBT off. Metadata and MBT off, stack size 1, ignored. Metadata and ignore MBT. It's just basically the same for all these servos. And now here is a new mechanic, the filter. It turns out that for some reason the automatic crafting table won't accept the item unless it is the exact same depletion percentage. But I found a way around that. And the way around that I found is just by placing filters and make it ignore metadata and ignore MBT. And set this to 1. And what that would make was also you want to grab your rod samples again. And also place these as filters. So yeah. And place whitelist. So do the same for these ones. And basically what this will do is, is that even though it is a different depletion percentage, the system will just force it in, and because the automatic crafting table itself ignores MBT and metadata, it will convert it into pellets. Yes, I know it is extremely overcomplicated, but there is no other way around it, trust me. So 1, whitelist, ignore metadata, ignore MBT, whitelist, now I think, yeah, this, set to 1, there we go, just repeat, just rinse and repeat, 60, make sure it matches with the percentage inside the automatic crafting table as well, because otherwise it will just mess everything up. So, yeah. And make sure it's all set to whitelist and ignore MBT. Okay, perfect. Now here you want to place some silexes. How many you make really is up to you. I like to make a couple so that I don't have to wait too much for the fuel pellets to process. On the end of that, a minimum of 3 blocks away, place your FEL. Also, I think I have an infinite battery around here somewhere. No. Okay. Just grab it from items. There we go. And I just go up here and fuel your FEL with energy, and then the CO2 dash is supposed to. Oh, I just realized I did it wrong. So what you need it to do, basically what happens is that you can't put it like that on the orientation because the system won't detect it. Basically there is a side for the lens and a side for item input, so yeah, be wary of that. And also you might want to cover this this area with concrete or something so that you don't walk into the laser, because trust me, you do not want to you do not want to walk into the laser. I thought it was common sense, but apparently a lot of people end up dying because of that. Now we can try it on our FAL, as you can see it will work. But a lot of people seem to not have that much common sense, and so they end up running into the laser. Now on the end here, grab some concrete and just lock this up so that the laser doesn't go further than it needs to. Alright, it's fluid time, so grab your barrels. I'm using technetium steel. Your ducts. Using current universal fluid duct as I always do. Oh, I was gonna say something, but I just suddenly forgot. Anyways, you need hydrogen peroxide fluid identifier. Of course, you're gonna need a chemical plant if you're in survival. But because I'm in creative mode, I can just use the infinite fluid barrel. So, whoops. Just set that all to hydrogen peroxide, set this to hydrogen peroxide, fill it, and set it to the output. And as you can see, this should fill with hydrogen peroxide. There we go. Now this part is a little tricky, not because it is particularly hard or anything, it is, you just need a lot of precision. So, you're gonna go under your FAL, and then extend some ducts. And the reason, I mean Silex, sorry. And the reason for that is to take the items out. Let me just use the crescent hammer to delete that, I guess. And link these up. And the reason we need that is to just actually be able to grab the items, because there's no other port available. But I discovered that, interestingly, you can take items from the bottom, which is, I'm pretty sure, something that not everyone has known. Oh, also, avoid the dumbass move of covering this up before placing the servos. So yeah, just set that to just place the servos before you actually cover this up. Otherwise, it is going to be really annoying. I did half of the move, but then I quickly realized that I had made a mistake. So yeah, be careful with that. You're in survival. I don't want to make you waste your time. Servo. So make sure there are servos, not filters, in case you get them mixed up. And there we go. And now we should just be able to extend some item ducts and place a steel right here. And and place a sorry, that was my utilities crate. There we go. And should just be able to place a crate there. Now, there is one more thing you need to do before signing off with this, okay? Dig 2 below the automatic crafting tables. And just extend some item ducts. Again, avoid the dumbass move of forgetting the servos. you're gonna need a sample for an empty RBMK fuel rod, and the reason for that is that I'll show you in a minute. You'll know in a minute. Don't worry. I prefer to keep the suspense. Everyone's like, oh, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? Except that's a lie. I don't know what I'm doing for the most part. I just, like, my channel at this point is kind of just banging two rocks together to see what sticks. I get a random idea. Whoops. If I test out the concept, and if it doesn't immediately work, I just go and build something else. So place a crate here, but it is temporary. In another video, I'll cover the other module, which is the uranium enrichment plant, which you'll see in a little bit. Also place some again, try to avoid the dumbass move of forgetting to link up the item ducts. There we go. Set the stack size to 1, and this time you want to set the RBMK fuel rod here, but you want to blacklist it so that the empty RBMK fuel rod will not flow into the silexes. And the reason for that is I can jam up the system. So yeah, make sure you set it to blacklist, and in the bottom you want to set it to whitelist so that the fuel rod the empty RBMK fuel rod flows the way that we want it to. There we go. And well, everything should be set. Now all that's left is to grab our fuel crate, select a random rod. I'm gonna choose this one. I'm feeling lucky. Yeah, I'm feeling lucky. By the way, this is the upper biological shield. If I break through here, you can see that this is the actual RBMK inside. The reason I do this is because I don't like how the rods pop up, and I'm pretty sure this is historically accurate. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so grab your rod, but it should not affect operation. It's mostly just cosmetical. And go ahead and grab it, and go ahead and put it in the spent fuel receptacle. Boom. And once you do that, you should notice that it should end up in the spent fuel pools. There we go. And now it's cooling down. All we have to do is wait. The depletion percentage is over 1%. Just one quick warning again is that this system will not accept rods that have high ascendant poison. So make sure before you take the rod out that you expose it to some sort of neutron source to burn off the xenon. Otherwise, this system is not going to accept it. And the reason for that is that you need more samples. So you would need a double layer. More samples for setting rods that actually have a high xenon poison percentage. But for now, since this just has 0 xenon poison, if your reactor can output neutrons, then you shouldn't have to worry too much about it. So we're just gonna wait. By the way, I'm just getting on with a project that I was talking about with a sub a few hours ago, and I said that it was a PWR, or a pressurized water reactor. And oh my god, it has given me so many problems so far. In fact, I've miraculously not blown up a single one, because it's actually somehow harder to control than the RBMK. And it isn't, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, it isn't a different reactor. Like if you search up PWR or pressurized water reactor here, it's not gonna appear. But instead, it is just an RBMK that has really long columns and that functions with heat exchangers. So remember the fluid heaters, so remember the fluid heaters that you probably never used for the RBMK? Hold on, let's show you around here. Here it is. That is to heat up coolant, which is then turned into the new heat exchanger machine in the latest HBMs update. I'll make a video on it soon. I mean, the update, it's kind of uninteresting for most purposes, but I mean, I guess it's something. I was kind of expecting a large machine that actually looked a little more like a heat exchanger, but no. In my opinion, it's actually less realistic than the RBMK block we already have. So let's just wait until this cool down. I think the requisites are that it must be that the skin and core temperature must be at a minimum of below 50 degrees. So we need to wait for that. And the reason I wanted to pressurize the water reactor is because I realized no one had done it. So it's free real estate. You know what I mean? It's free real estate, guys. So yeah, I thought it would be a fun project, but so far with how many problems it has given me, it's fun, not really that fun. Nonetheless, I will finish this project first. As you can see, I already showed you how to do the thing. All that's left is the waste processing system and the, well, because this produces long and short-lived nuclear waste, which we then need to decay and then reprocess and a bunch of stuff. So that's what that fourth crate is for. Well, third, considering there used to be one there and others not. And also a whole uranium enrichment plant. Yay! I'll probably be building it off camera since, well, yeah, I'll probably be building it off camera since Savage Vegeta already did a video on it. I talked about it in my how to produce pure uranium-235 video. And instead I'm just kind of taking his design and modifying it. So yeah, if you do wanna take a look at the uranium enrichment plant, then do go ahead and build it. It would make my life so much easier. And I would just show you how to do the connections so that it automatically refills the fuel rod and puts it back into one of the fresh fuel receptacles, which I'll be explaining in the next video that I make talking about this. You know, man, this takes so long. Like, I wish I could do something else while the rod is cooling down. I think I can do a sneaky thing, and it's that rods cool down quicker when you have them inside the RBMK, but obviously I can't just shut off the RBMK, so instead I can just, well, first of all find the rod and then place it in there. Don't let heat get too high. Instead just let the heat go down. This isn't a very good method, one, because you can't automate it, and two, because it's dangerous. So anyways, once you have your cooldown, assuming you didn't cheat like me, once you have your cooldown rod, that's just you in there, left the drum. Boom. The system accepts it, turns it into fuel pellets, which are then turned into this silex, which are then silexed, and the empty rod is here. Which means that the system works to perfection. And here we're getting all of the outputs of the silexing process for all the fuel pellets that we just produced. So yeah, pretty neat, I would say. And as you can see, here is the nuclear waste that I was talking about that I'll make a system for. So guys, I think that's gonna be it for now. Thank you so much for following up on this project. I am so sorry for all the delays and issues that I had, especially on the RBMK breeding reactor. But it was really out of my control, couldn't really do much about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found the system useful, because I definitely have. You know, sometimes my genius, what was that quote? Sometimes my genius is fascinating, or something like that. That no one had thought about that before. Like, genuinely, that kind of scared me a little bit. Anyways, I'll link down the EasyCrafting mod in the description down below, so you guys can download it so you can actually do this system, because it doesn't work with HBM automatic crafting tables that I'm aware of. You can do your own testing and then decide. But for now, I'm just gonna link it down below where you can download it and just do the normal process. It has no dependencies that I'm aware of, and so you can just do the system normally. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the chosen individual. Yes, the skin is back. Remember that the skin that I showcased in the Zernox video? Oh my god, it has been a while. And it's back. I don't know why, but it's back. So, yep, thank you for watching. This has been the chosen individual, aka the engineer. I'm planning to make an TF2 engineer intro in one of my next videos. Anyways, this has been the chosen individual, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, gamers.